So that's that particular one. And then again, after each makeover, we have a party. So we had a block party. We had the police out to direct traffic. We had the first selectman there. He said some words. Our pastor, Father Chip O'Neill, said some words. And we had probably over 150, 200 people in the neighborhood, but also people from the store where he worked. They came out, probably over 100 clients, customers of the shopping center came to, because he invited everyone. Yeah. He's a very outgoing guy. He's a tremendous person, and when you get to meet him someday, he's 64 now, and he's loving every minute of it, and he got all this attention, and it was great. He lives alone, as I say, and his family's up in northern Connecticut, and they came down occasionally. Now they come down more often, and we still see each other, and we go out to dinner once in a while, so yeah. It's been a good friendship.
I would also think, now please correct me if I'm wrong, that people that you've really helped out, and these are fantastic, that they would feel, a sense of pride and maybe also a sense of, okay, I've been given this, it's really up to me now to keep this. Sure. And not let it, deteriorate. Yep. Do you find that?
Oh, absolutely. Probably 60% of my clients turn volunteer, and it could be. They might send a check in, but it could be typing some reports, it could be doing some sewing for someone, it could be driving someone to a doctor's appointment so I don't have to do it, or driving someone to shopping, or taking someone out to lunch. So the volunteers who were clients love it, because now they're being able to show their appreciation not only to me but also to the community and giving back. So it's a great thing.
Yeah. Now, those are 3 examples of great work. We're doing this show in February, I think partially because you'd mentioned that in March you're taking on another project, and from our emails going back and forth, it sounded like that's maybe a month's project as well.
Right.
Would you like to tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Sure. I was introduced to this particular client by another client that I had served, and she has MS, and she's been in bed for several years, and one of her caretakers who comes in every week and saw what we did for her was really shocked by the whole change, and the person who is ill there contacted me and said, can you help this particular family of 5 in New Milford, which is where my other client was, right. And they live in a trailer park, or I would call it a mobile home park. And there are 3 kids, 3 children, and a husband and wife. And the husband works at a local diner and doesn't make a whole lot of money, but on his days off, he cleans up stables up in the farmland up there. And the lady is the caretaker for this other person. So consequently, I said, okay, I would go up and look, and I would sit with the person. So I did a lot of interviewing, because we do that. We try to qualify what I think is the more deserving client. I get a lot of calls for things like this, so it's hard to distinguish who the real client is.
Right.
And as long as they own the facility, then we can do it, because I can't do it on a rental property or someone who's going to move after we do it. So anyway, this client is 2 children. Boys are 12 and the girl's 20, and they live in a very, very tight community with respect to the size. It's 800 square feet, and it's a mobile home. So I have taken on the assignment on my own, not on my own, but with volunteers, to do a makeover for this family. And it's going to be a very nice situation for them. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to gut the whole, not the whole place, but the bathroom we're going to take down. We're going to take down the kitchen, and we're going to redo some of the bedrooms and give them a new washer dryer, a new refrigerator, a new stove, and do the grounds and paint the exterior of the place, and do a partial new roof, because one part is good but the other isn't. And that's going to start March 5th, and that'll go through March 23rd. So I've already lined up the family to be in a motel up in that area. We've got 2 rooms for them and 4 beds, and they'll have a great time. And people come in and make their own beds. I mean, they make their beds for them, and they have a continental breakfast. I mean, this is like living large. They don't want to go back. The fella just to back up a little bit, the fella in Bethel, he didn't want it to be over. Keep doing things, because I've got all this at my beck and call, and I get up and my bed is made when I come back from the work, and I get a breakfast, and this is terrific. He's telling everyone he's on vacation. Meanwhile, we were working. But anyway, so they love it when they get to move out. And they need to, because this is such getting back to the mobile home, it's such a small environment, we could never have them stay there.
All right.
And they have a dog and a cat, which doesn't help. But
really?
they're going to take them with them.
And will the dog and the cat be able to stay with them in the motel?
No, they're going to have it give it to a relative.
Oh, okay.
Both of them, yeah.
I was going to say, maybe you need to have contacts at the animal shelter for boarding or something.
Yeah, no, the motel wouldn't take them.
So I did a show with the New Milford Animal Society. I could put you in touch.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay. Let me ask, you have this one in New Milford. I don't know if there's any kind of average, so to speak, lead time from when you meet with someone to when you actually are able to figure that, we really need to help these people and kind of get it organized?
Yeah, it's probably a 2-month process to vet them, I guess you'd say. I do a lot of background checks, and I want to make sure, one, they own the house, and I sit with them first, and I go probably 2-hour session just with the parents and give them a lot of different questions. Sometimes I'll take each parent separately to make sure they agree. Because sometimes they could fabricate some of their background. And I connect with other people who know them, and I connect with family members if I ask them for their names. And sometimes they have family members living nearby. This family doesn't, and the one in New Milford. And once I feel comfortable with it, I submit that to my board of directors. And they feel comfortable with it, we can go with it. But the problem is we have so many that are close in need, meaning close in the desire to get the help.
Right.
I just can't do it all. So it's a very tenuous situation to make sure that you make the right selection.
So in terms of vetting, then that's your main role, and then the board basically looks at things.
They'll
and
sign off on it.
Okay.
Right.
It's not that you use private investigators or
no.
Do you knock on neighbors' doors or
no? Don't do that either.
Okay.
I might go to the town and check on the mortgage,
ownership.
not the mortgage, but the ownership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the one you're going to be doing next month. Now, when you were here last, there was an article in the Patch, and I think even there was a little bit of a segment from our prior show, and that was up on Patch, and I believe that there were a couple of comments, and I understand that again after the show, a reader of Patch had left a comment that I guess that they tried to contact you initially. Can you tell our folks a little bit about that?
Yeah, I saw that in the Patch. I was actually someone told me about it, and I saw that the article said that he had contacted me a few times. He has COPD, and I never got back to him. I never returned his phone calls. Frankly, I am so good at that. I just blew my mind because I'm within a 24-hour period. I've got everything responded to because I get up at 4 in the morning to do that. But so I tried to look up this fellow's name and address and all that, but I couldn't find it. But I got his name, so I wrote back to him through this Patch article and said, "Gee, let me know who you are and where you live, and let me correct that if it's a problem." And I haven't heard back, but we respond very, very well. I mean, our readers can tell you that. But I feel bad that he wasn't helped, if in fact he wasn't helped, but he wasn't helped by me. But one slips by every 10 years, and this was it.
Well, maybe he might be viewing
that'd be great
when this airs,
Step forward
or might see on YouTube some of the segments. And then again, and I love Patch, but then again, sometimes comments you never know, about the authenticity. So.
Yeah. So.
But hopefully, if there is an individual in need, that he will respond to your attempt and be able to work it all out. I asked this question when you were here last time, but I'll ask again. If there are folks watching who would need assistance, or who would need some help in some kind of manner, can you again tell our viewers about how they can reach
Sure.
the
You can reach us
handyman?
two different ways. You can reach us through the website, which is www.hdhm.org. And in there, it gives all the contact information. And it's a good thing to look at because we have photographs like you just saw, but other projects that we've worked on, so you can see if we're capable of doing what you're asking to be done. Secondly, you can email me at peterbrady@hdhm.org, and I will respond, and very quickly, usually. And it may not be what you want to hear, but I'll respond, and I'll even pay a visit in most cases to see what your issues are and see if I can get you help. If it's not from me, it's someone else, because of all the contractors we have. I'm sure we can ferret that out.
Is there any kind of radius of distance that you would say, gee, that's just too far?
Well, it's the greater Danbury area, from Bridgewater to New Milford to New Fairfield, Bethel, Bridgewater, and Brookfield.
Okay.
And that's about
Okay.
it.
Well, we're going to wrap up our show now. Again, I'd like to thank you for making your second appearance, Peter. It's great having you, and what you're doing is terrific.
We love it.
So again, thanking our guest, boss man of the Handy Dandy Handyman Ministry for appearing, Peter Brady. And I'd also like to remind our viewers that our air dates on Charter Channel 21 are Mondays at 4:30 and Thursdays at 7. We can also, for people that miss the segments or want to see it again, you can see it on YouTube. We post segments at www.youtube.com/BrookfieldPublicAdvo. We also can be contacted at brookfieldpublicadvocate@yahoo.com. And let me just mention, you can also put in the Google search box Brookfield Public Advocate, and you can find us that way as well. So we'd love to hear from you. Again, that's what our email is all about. If you have guests you'd like to see or topics that you'd like to see us discuss, we'd love to hear from you and appreciate any thoughts on shows. So again, thanks for watching Brookfield Public Advocate, and I'm your host, Bruce Senek. Good night.